We don't hear it.
Sorry, I'm here. That was me. That's my fault. Hello. I want to ask you guys a question today. What do you think you should look for in a co-founder? One, I get that question a lot. And I don't have any startups, so I don't know. And two, where do you find or how do you find said co-founder or co-founders?
These are hard questions.
I know.
I would say, if I were to use a generalized answer, your weaknesses should be that person's strengths, right? That's what you should be looking for in a co-founder.
Yeah, mine is the exact same thing. Like, what are those things that are filling your gaps? Definitely is one of them. How do you find that person? I think it's a process. If I think about folks that have co-founded companies with me, they've come from my immediate network. And so I had a sense of trust with them ahead of time. I can't say that's always worked out in my favor. So I can't, wow, your attitude, Brian, is trash. But that's how I've done it. I can't say it's necessarily been right, but I've founded a few companies.
And what do you think about some of the co-founder like matching programs and apps and websites and like conferences and events that have popped up over the past like 2 or 3 years? What do you think about those? Do you think those are useful in finding really good connections?
Look, I grew up in a time where online dating wasn't a thing, okay? But now it exists and people end up married from those things. So I can't just put the kibosh on the whole idea. If it works for a marriage, maybe a work marriage, it works for. So it might work. I would be, skeptical, but I'm from a different generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in it. I think it's possible. I would want co-founder dating to involve some actual psychological review. Like, are you psychologically compatible with that person versus just background? But I think it's certainly possible.
Yeah, very cool. We're actually going to talk a little bit about creating bonds and compatibility today on the show. So with that, let's get started. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Twitch Pitch, the very first pitch competition, live here on Twitch. And if it's your first time here, hello, welcome. This show, we are in our 8th season. We're super excited to have everyone here. We see a bunch of companies go head to head and compete for a grand prize of $25,000 as they compete to see who has the best pitch, who has the best company. We're really excited about the companies we have tonight. Let me show you how the show goes. We're going to see a short pre-recorded pitch video from every contestant on the episode tonight, and then we're going to open it up for questions live with the founders and us, and from you, the audience. So as you're watching, if you have any questions or thoughts or comments about the presentation you've just seen, throw them in your comment box below, and we'll make sure to get those answered for you tonight. And that's true if you're watching us on Twitch or LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever you are. We love to hear the questions. Our founders love to hear the questions in your commentary. Put those in the box below. After that segment, what happens is if you potentially invest in the company, you get to vote. So everyone's going to see a little number. I'm going to tell you where to go, and you are going to vote for your favorite companies if you would invest in them in this episode. I'm super excited for us to get started, but I want you to meet our fantastic team that's bringing the show together. We have on this side of me the fantastic Candace Matthews-Brackeen. She's our executive director and founder here at the Lightship Foundation, and she's our expert in all things CPG and e-commerce. So this is her season. She's the smart one here in the room. Look for her questions. She's a tough one. The other side of me, we have the Brian Brackeen. He leads all things education at our boot camp, and he is our expert in all things AI, ML, and scale. I'm super excited to see our founders today. I'm Lexi. I love all things health tech, and I cannot wait to meet everyone. We also want to give a special thanks to our fantastic sponsors this season. We couldn't do this without you. Thanks to the Target Accelerator. Target for Founders is a virtual 8-week program for early stage product companies looking to better understand retail. It was created in partnership with founders, and key ecosystem builders to address the needs of historically under-resourced founders, and their applications are open. And they're running through mid-November. So check that out if you're interested. We also want to say thank you to JP Morgan. JP Morgan is a global leader in the financial services industry, offering solutions to the world's most important corporations, governments, and other institutions. And thank you to the Ohio Third Frontier. OTF works with innovative startup companies across the state, making Ohio the best destination for tech entrepreneurs. Can't wait to talk about how great Ohio is probably next Tuesday on the show. Really exciting stuff happening in the region there. So with that, I can't wait to meet some of our companies tonight. We are going to first meet the team from SugarRoti. Let's go.
Hello, my name is Beena Motiram, and this is my amazing business partner, Dana Dufresne. We both have had some health challenges, cancer, autoimmune disease. So from that, we are committed to health, wellness, fresh ingredients, and clean eating, but wanting an easy and simple and fun way to cook at home. We both come from the corporate tech world supporting legal and finance and have taken 2 companies public. We knew it was time for us to start our own company. I've had the idea for SugarRoti almost 10 years now. In the context of my own health issues, working, traveling nonstop, I never had the time to conceptualize these healthy, delicious spices I grew up with into the modern kitchen. Fast forward to the pandemic, which gave Dana and I the opportunity to really dig into the idea of SugarRoti. And in just 9 months, we launched our 15 spice blends in January 2021. The problem we are solving is to empower anyone to cook with healthy, delicious Indian spices. From traditional dishes like butter chicken or your favorite mac and cheese. People assume it's too hard to cook with these timeless spices. And until SugarRoti, they were right. There's so many individual spices that go into the recipe, and they can be hard to find. Measuring all of these spices, and the dish never comes out the same twice. And who wants to find, pay for, and store 10 to 25 bottles of individual spices that go into our blends?
So SugarRoti is the solution. We make it so easy. No more finding, measuring, and storing. We've done all the work for you with our 15 pre-measured spice blends. We break down all the barriers so you can cook any recipe using our beautiful blends. They're a go-to kitchen staple and a cooking hack. And that's why we picked our tagline. Just rip it, simmer it, savor it. That's it. We know that our audience, our consumers, men and women alike of any age, want a simple, healthy, fresh, fun, and easy way to cook. Years ago, Beena saw the challenges her sisters and her brothers faced as working parents. I and my husband struggled with it as working parents to 3 kids. Trying to cook healthy meals for yourself or your families that everyone will enjoy and want to eat. Our consumers also appreciate our commitment to sustainability that we demonstrate in all aspects of our business at SugarRoti, from the beautiful sustainable packaging to the partners that we choose to work with.
And what an amazing market opportunity just in the US. We stand out against the competition. Our blends both truly honor their traditional Indian roots and serve an audience who loves traditional flavors. They want to create dishes like their mom and grandmother used to make, or recreate a dish from their favorite Indian restaurant. We also bring these spices and flavors to an entirely new market and community. We give them what they need to easily create a traditional dish like chicken curry, or spice up any modern dish like chicken pot pie, or even spaghetti and meatballs. We have had some amazing wins. We will continue to focus on our marketing efforts, building brand awareness and conversion. Exploit the opportunity, exposure, and network we've gained from being one of the 30 companies selected in the inaugural Target Accelerator program, and be retail shelf ready. Continue to develop and test our pipeline of new and innovative products we have.
So grab your favorite packet from our 15 amazing blends, a few fresh ingredients that you may have in your kitchen or your pantry, and you'll transform any dish. Scrambled eggs go from a desperate default to a go-to favorite meal with a packet of SugarRoti scrambled egg new spice. Timeless, healthy, and delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the show, team.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Thank you. Hello, we're excited to see you. Candace, let's get started.
Absolutely. So I have a quick question. So where do you plan on being in store? So is this in the soup section? Is this in the ethnic food aisle? If I think about, like, I get chili powder to put in like a chili blend, is this in that section or is it in the ethnic food section?
Also, I'll answer quickly. So our idea is that we want to be where you're grabbing the healthy ingredients that go with our spices. So definitely not on that sort of dusty, dark spice aisle where everything, is lost on the shelves, but rather we want to be next to the fresh produce. We want to be next to the meat, the fish. And so when you go into the grocery store and you're like most of us, you're running in there and you're trying to figure out what you're going to make for dinner, you're going to be able to grab and go, basically. Grab a packet, grab a few fresh ingredients, and frankly, you don't even need to then go into the bowels of the store. You've got everything you need right there, and it's good to go.
Love it.
We're definitely disrupting the spice, that aisle that hasn't changed since the 60s and 70s. We are the new hamburger helper or taco seasoning in the modern way, really using these amazing time-tested spice blends that are a combination of powdered and whole spices.
Absolutely love it. It crushes me because I haven't had dinner yet, and then everything I saw was just so amazing.
And it's very easy to make. That's the possible.
I need that too, and it's easy.
Good.
I want to do a follow-up on Candace's question about changing the mindset, and what are you guys doing to change the mindset amongst grocers? As you guys know, there's like a non-perishable manager and there's a perishable manager, right? And they're like two different kind of people, and they act like it's like fiefdoms, like, oh, like this is my area. Like, how do you kind of move them into this future of cooking where these spices are next to the perishable items?
Yeah, for us, I think what's important to get across to our consumers are, number one, we're very mission driven. We're making things easy, healthy, sustainable. I think that's very important. Just like I said before, we are disrupting spices and how you use them and how you cook with them. We want people to stop wasting. There's no waste needed because you have these like packages and packages of like spices in your shelves, in your cabinet. We really want you to think about, use what you need. And that's what we've created. We've created a package that is these amazing, fresh, organic spices, curated perfectly for you for the ingredients that you're going to use to make your amazing dinner in less than an hour.
And I think also what we learned through the great good fortune of being a part of the Target Accelerator program is that we don't have to force ourselves onto retail shelves. You know, we only launched in January. We're still developing our footprint and building our brand and creating brand awareness. And what we've learned also is that means finding the right resources to continue to do what Bina said, which is to inform, teach, and disrupt the marketplace around cooking with the spices and how we're proposing that you cook with these spices, which means getting the right resources, cohorts, and constituents to do what you're suggesting, which is going into the retail stores, starting locally, and helping them understand the value add that we bring to the offerings they have in their stores. And, you know, we're going to do that really mindfully. We're going to do it really effectively, and we're going to do it well. And so when we launch, we want that to be sort of the first local launch, and we can build on that playbook, you know, and obviously go nationally. But it's going to take time, and we're just going to take our time and do it right.
Fantastic. Folks in the audience, if you have any questions for the team, put them in the comments below and I'll get to those in just a second. So how do you see or envision your consumers buying? Am I buying one for just tonight to cook? Am I buying a full suite for the week, or am I buying one of each?
That's such a great question. And we've created sort of multiple options for you. Definitely buy one. We are rolling out a subscription model where you can do 3, 5, 7. We are also creating some bundles so you can try different things, gift them. But you know, for us, we want you to have these packages at hand, and even days where you're like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna open up my pantry. I'm gonna see what's in there and pull out my SugarRoti and make a meal. You know, the other night I only had tuna fish and an onion, and I made a tuna fish salad using my SugarRoti package.
That sounds really good.
Well, and to use that dreaded name that Bina brought up is like the hamburger helper that everybody seems to have had at some point in their life. You know, we want to be that go-to. We want to be that, like, oh my gosh, I always have a packet of SugarRoti, something in my spice drawer. First of all, because they're so beautiful, but they're so easy to use. And that's the whole idea, is we need them to be in a place where you grab and go. But that's really your cooking hack, is one of the blends that you will always have available.
Excellent. Fantastic, team. Thank you so much. I don't see any questions for you in the comments, at least just yet. So folks at home, if you would like to vote for this company, now is your time. To vote for SugarRoti, you're going to text the number 4 to 203-408-6432. Once again, text the number 4 to 203-408-6432 for SugarRoti on your phone, not in the comments. Thank you so much, team, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Once again, everyone, pick up that phone, dial this number if you would like to vote for SugarRoti. Their magic number is 4 to 203-408-6432. Candace, have you tried any of these yet?
So I haven't got a chance to, but I'll say this. I'd love to know the average number of Americans who are having Indian for dinner, like on a weekly basis. Like, we have it at least once takeout, but it's just so difficult to like go to the store and buy all the spices. I have to go like the international store to buy everything I need. And so I'm excited to try it. Both of my children eat it. Brian eats Indian. And so like to be able to do it from home, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. I am really excited to dig into these too. Probably this week. Hi, Lisa. Welcome back to the show. So with that, speaking of spices, let's meet some other spicy folks. Let's meet the team from Mesean Spices.
Have you ever found yourself in the grocery store spice aisle, confused by all of the choices because all of the choices look so similar and so bland? Well, if you have, I have a solution for you. Mesean Spices is a line of spice blends inspired by flavors of the African diaspora. Today, there's lack of variety on the spice shelves. You see the same old lemon pepper, mesquite barbecue, maybe variations of flavored sea salts, but really nothing else. The blends don't cater to changing taste preferences of consumers who are looking to experience more global flavors. And there's nothing inspired by flavors of the African diaspora. Today, 47 million consumers are looking to shop with independent brands, such as Mesean Spices. We continue to fill the gap in the marketplace, giving you what you want and you need in the form of African diaspora flavors. My name is Dominique Tolbert, and I'm the Chief Spice Officer and founder of Mesean Spices. I'm a Liberian American with firsthand experience cooking and eating food of the diaspora. I have 10 plus years experience in the food and beverage industry, in restaurant management, culinary arts, and most recently, entrepreneurship. I've been featured by publications such as the James Beard Foundation, Item 13 Podcast, and Essence Magazine for my work in the food and beverage industry, specifically focusing on flavors of the African diaspora. Today, Mesean Spices is a collection of 6 spice blends that span the gamut of savory, spicy, and sweet flavors. Better Than, our first blend that we created, has notes of smoked paprika, allspice, and coriander, and it's great for seafood and shellfish. Kion, which actually means hot with pepper or spicy in the Liberian dialect Pele, is our spicy blend that has chili peppers, but then some lemongrass and sweet papaya to balance out the spice. Peruvian garlic gives those Latin American flavors. Coffee cumin, with coffee being from West Africa, adds a nice smoky flavor to your meat stews and sauces. Q Spice, our most recent blend to cater to those consumers that have allium allergies. So this blend has no garlic or onions in there. And then Something Sweet is our sweet blend with a combination of sugars and spices, such as clove, allspice, and cinnamon. Our jars retail at $15 for 6 ounces or $50 for a set of 4. Our customers are saying that Better Than is their favorite blend, that they really appreciate the quality of service behind the brand, and that coffee cumin is perfect for vegetarians and vegans alike. We started off as just an idea with our catering company, Tolbert Hospitality, creating spice blends, dressing, and marinades from scratch, oftentimes having clients ask us, hey, Dominique, can you leave XYZ behind? I really like that. We tested the market and sold out of 200 jars of spice blends within 2 months, officially registered the business in June of last year, launched the website and filed our trademark, got approved for retail distribution, which allows us to distribute and sell in all 50 states, entered the retail footprint by selling at Eat Local Farmers Market in Loudoun County, Virginia, won Best Food and Beverage Venture of the New Venture competition in April of this year, expanded our retail footprint by launching in Soul Street in June, and then recently completed the Target Forward Founders Program. You can currently find Mesean Spices online by our e-commerce platform and then also at the markets listed below. Our top selling markets are the Washington metropolitan area as well as New York. I am the founder of this brand, but I'm not the only one who has made Mesean Spices to be what it is. David Powell and Chelsea Abrams are advisors, and then Tatiana Rock and Bernice Zuga, who help with user experience and digital media strategy supporting accordingly. Use of funds from Twitch Pitch will be used to increase our inventory, expand distribution, add team members to help with those support areas, invest in marketing resources, and then aid in research and development to continue to expand our line. I invite you to come on this journey of Mesean Spices with us to explore the flavors of the African diaspora and to experience culture through food and cuisine.
Welcome to the show, Dominique.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So excited to be here this evening.
We're so excited to have you. Candace, let's get going.
Okay, so Dominique, I'm going to be really honest. So I've had, obviously lots of Caribbean food. I've had Ethiopian food, but if I think about the rest of the continent, not had a whole lot. So how are you educating consumers that may not know how to use these spices?
Yeah, so I think education comes in the form of history. And it's funny you bring up Ethiopia, because when most folks stop by our table at the farmer's market, they're like, oh, do you have berbere or anything that's like these Ethiopian spices? And when we explain, we're focusing on West Africa, different flavors, but are relatable. So it's about breaking it down to ways that the consumer can relate based on what they like to cook and what they like to eat. So I oftentimes say, hey, what are you cooking? What are you eating? Here's what you could pair it with. Better Than is excellent with shellfish. It has those notes of smoked paprika, gives some bold flavors. Vegetarian or vegan, gravitate towards coffee cumin because it gives that smoky flavor that maybe if you were once a meat eater that you might miss, but you're not getting anymore. So it's really about showcasing, hey, these spice blends can be utilized for whatever your needs are at home, depending on what you like to cook and what you like to eat, and that you don't necessarily have to stick towards, what you stereotypically might think about African or West African flavors.
Right.
Mouth watering again. This is amazing. I ask myself, like, why haven't I had some of these flavors? I'm very excited to try the product. My question to you is, who is the best customer? The person that tastes it, loves it, they're tweeting about it, they're sharing it with their family, right? The person that you're like, oh, I want 10 more of them or 1,000 more of them. Are they people that are new to the brand? Or the people that are kind of built up over time? Like, tell me about the kind of persona of your best customer.
Definitely those who are new to the brand. It was interesting first starting off because transitioning from a catering and events company with folks who are already familiar and they're saying, hey, I kind of want this, but they're not necessarily folks who are doing that everyday cooking. They more so want people to cook for them. So as I developed Mesean Spices and like selling that product, we kind of moved from those customers who are already familiar to us to new folks. And oftentimes I find that they're very busy professionals who are looking for something new, unique, and quick. Folks who are not in town often, but maybe they're entertaining at home. They want something that is easy to make. They can season their steak really quickly or add to takeout that might not have been flavored well. So it's definitely those who are busy professionals. And occasionally we'll have some folks who have kids and they're like, I can't get my kids to eat anything and I kind of want something that tastes really good. So I want to try these out. So those are the two customers that I really see come back time and time again.
Excellent. So, folks, if you have questions for Dominique, put them in the comments, and I'll get to those in just a second. So, Dominique, you started in the DMV area, correct? And said you have like the highest fan base in the DC area. Where do you think kind of your next geographic pockets will be as you think about rollout?
I think next geographic pockets will be the New York metropolitan area, maybe Chicago, parts of the Midwest. I think because of demographic, but also because of demographic that can relate with the African diaspora, but also because those pockets have folks who have traveled to regions of the African diaspora, or they have family and friends who are living there. I have a lot of folks stop by the table at the market and say, hey, my kid was doing Peace Corps in Senegal, or some so-and-so lived in South Africa and they had this spice there. Do you have anything relatable? So I think anyone who has ties to those regions is going to come back. And, those areas have the development banks, they have multinational corporations. And so those who are familiar with this area would gravitate towards.
We're only supposed to ask one question, and now I'm guilty of saying one more thing, which I know. But just as a little tip, you can use a Facebook feature that says, okay, if you've been to Liberia, if you've been to Senegal, you've been to whatever place ever, and now you're in the US or whatever, then you'll see your ad. So if they've tasted the flavors before in their life, you can target just those people, whoever they are.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm working on the mastering Facebook ads, so any little tips I can get are helpful.
Absolutely. So Jones Forever 93 asks, and you touched on this a bit, but feel free to expand upon it. What type of food would you use these spices on, maybe based on your different spice profiles?
All right, so I can run down. Better Than is really excellent for shellfish and seafood. So we used to host an annual crab feast in Maryland, kind of paying homage to our roots there, but mixing it up with some more West African flavors. So you get a little bit of smoky, salty, and sweet, but also it's excellent in scrambled eggs for breakfast, sprinkling on French fries and popcorn. So you get a lot of diverse flavors there. Coffee cumin, excellent this time of year, especially we're moving out of grilling season. So your lamb chops, your steaks, really great on, but then we're moving into the winter months. So you want to use it on anything like beans and legumes, your stews, your sauces. I find a lot of people use it on curries. We have a coconut butternut squash recipe on our website. So that features the coffee cumin. Q Spice is a unique blend. It's kind of like sofrito flavors, but without the garlic, unfortunately. As I said, it's for those with allium allergies. So it's really nice on like mushrooms. You can butter toast and then sprinkle it on there. Anything really that you're looking for. Peruvian garlic, excellent with roasted poultry, leafy greens, heavy on the garlic, but that has some hints of cinnamon and oregano in there. Something sweet. Personally, I love making cocktails with it, and I always suggest other people do as well. Your lemonades, but then your French toast batter. If you're doing any stir fries or braising of meats, you can mix and match to something sweet with coffee cumin or Peruvian garlic, for example, and then, get that combination there as well. So I think I hit on all 6 of them. Did I miss one? But that's,
I think you covered it.
As you can see, I even have folks who come by and they're saying, hey, I'm West African or I'm Caribbean. And, Keon, that's what I forgot. They'll gravitate towards better than and Keon. And Keon, especially with me being Liberian, I wanted a spice that represented basically my essence. And, that's kind of Liberia in a jar. Whenever you have our food and you're like, hey, what's that flavor in there? I don't really know what it is. That's what it is. Keon there. So it's our spicy chili blend, but then it has a lemongrass and papaya to kind of balance out the spice. Goes nicely with the white flaky fish. It's salt-free, so you can add a little bit of salt to bring out more flavors or leave it at its own. I know people that say they put it in their spaghetti sauces to add a little bit of a kick as well. So, that's what I'm saying. You can use it for anything, traditional, non-traditional, really no limitations. It's about what you cook and what you like to eat at home.
Wow, you have so much love in the comment section. People are giving tips and suggestions and listing their favorites in the comments. Lots of excitement about what you're building. So everyone who loves this company, now is your time. If you would like to vote for this company, you are going to text the number 5 to 203-408-6432. Once again, text the number 5 to 203-408-6432. Thank you so much, Dominique, for joining us tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate your questions this evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I haven't tried this yet either, but it smells phenomenal.
I did not realize how biased the spice section is until tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like having to go to the hair supply store, right? To get the right spices. It's the same thing for Indian spices and African spices. There are more people from those areas than everywhere else.
Well, and think about the clarity of Portuguese versus Spanish cuisine and how close those places are versus Somali or Ethiopian, right, and Sierra Leone or South African, right? These places are super far from each other, right? We put them all together. So it's wild.
These have been great.
It has been, and we're just going to keep it going with something else a little spicy. So let's meet Hot and Saucy.
Good evening. My name is Samantha Alance, and my company is Hot and Saucy. So why hot sauce? At the beginning of 2020, I was pregnant and expecting my first child and craving spicy food. I sent my husband out to get a ton of hot sauces, and we noticed that out of all the hot sauces on the shelves, they all had the same flavor profile. They were either super, super spicy and not flavorful, or had some flavor, but then shared the same flavor profile with every hot sauce on the market. I set out to create a vegetable-based hot sauce that was bold and spicy, just like me. The hot sauce industry is currently worth $2 billion and is slated to be worth $4.38 billion by 2028. And out of all those sauces, 0 are vegetable-based. So clearly Hot and Saucy was the solution. Since we launched in August of 2020, our brand has really just exploded. We've been featured in numerous publications, and we're also on season 14 of Hot Ones, a season that was so popular that it even spawned a Saturday Night Live skit featuring Maya Rudolph as Beyonce. That's what I like to call hot sauce in our bag swag. We've had interest from numerous retailers, and we have a 4.4 average rating on Amazon. Our customers really are our rock. They love our sauces. Nearly every customer that purchases from us takes a picture. They give us tons of engagement. We reach about 5,000 accounts every time that we post on Instagram. And like I said, we always, or sometimes always, get 5-star ratings from them. Our hero SKU is really our garlic and pepperoncini flavor. We've sold already 150,000 bottles plus just in 2021 alone. Our traction is really slated to keep increasing through the next years. We maintain 50 to 55% margins and are on track to do over $500,000 by 2022. Our vision really is clear. We want to be the #1 vegetable-based hot sauce brand, a community condiment, and a better for you hot sauce brand. As you can see, Hot and Saucy really stands out amongst its competitors. We are bright, we're bold, we're funky, and we're flavorful. And that's not really something you get with many hot sauces on the market. We love our competitors. They're tried and true, but they all really do look and taste the same. On average, a customer spends about $4 per condiments every time they go to the grocery store. On average, our customers spend $30 every time they visit our website. Our revenue channels are D2C, and we are in partnership with several wholesale channels. The team is yours truly. I am the numero uno employee in our company, and we are looking to expand. I am not only the chef, but I do marketing, I answer emails, I ship everything out. I have over 10 years experience cooking. I've cooked for celebrities, athletes. I've been featured in numerous publications. I've been James Beard featured, and I've also been a restaurant consultant. So this means I know how to build brands. I've built brands that have withstood the pandemic and are still thriving to this day. Our ask is $1 million. We want to give ourselves an 18-month operational runway to grow our team, to hire, and to open up our own production facility. We want to get out of our commercial space that we're using right now. I also want to get ahead of any supply chain slowdowns. We were fortunate enough to not feel the brunt of the supply chain slowdowns during 2020, but we want to get ahead of that so that when more robust POs and orders come in, that we're ahead. We've already had $300,000 committed from Gourmet Growth. I thank you for your time, and I open the floor up to any questions about Hot and Saucy. Stay hot, but most importantly, stay saucy. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Sam.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We're so excited for you to be here. Thank you, thank you.
No problem.
Did you say you hate looking at yourself?
Yeah, like the video.
Same thing, same girl, same. Every time we do this, I hate it. So I'm with you. Every single Tuesday and Thursday, it's my least favorite thing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you know it. I don't like the sound of my voice, and I don't like to see myself on camera. But we're here. We're here.
We're here.
Potato and habanero is so good, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It is so good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, all of them are good, but that one is my particular favorite.
Okay.
I can understand how it can be used in home. That makes sense.
Mhm.
But how do you teach a restaurant to add it to different flavor profiles?
So, you know, especially a flavor like the sweet potato habanero, it is very complex. So it is something that really could be used to level, you know, you want to build flavor. So I often tell restaurants, like, now I'm finally starting to get out of my house and reach out to restaurants and really teach them about the sauces and how to use it. I think that they can also be used as like a cooking sauce. You know what I mean? They are thick. They are, you know, very robust and flavorful. So they can be sort of watered down and used as that, you know, spice flavor component, if you will. That particular flavor is great for stews. The garlic and pepperoncini is an amazing, you know, marinade. It can also be used as like a salad dressing. I mean, there are so many different ways to use these sauces. They're not just hot sauces, obviously, but that is the number one application. And I just want to keep, our customers happy. So if you want to use it as a hot sauce, use it as a hot sauce. Most times I can't get them past, just pouring it on and going for it.
Brian?
In the past, I've used Syrian peppers in my dishes, and I thought I was really doing something. And now I'm meeting all you guys tonight, and I'm not doing anything. I'm like, this is, I can totally see, and this leads to my question. You talked about the kind of white male consumer and why they're using your product, which I love. I love that. Be your authentic self and share it with everyone. That makes a great business.
Right.
I know that the barbecue king type folks, they're really big on having a spice or an ingredient that they think is unique to them, that sets their food apart. Is that what's driving that consumer? If not, what is driving that consumer to pay $30 a shot with you?
You know what? I have to be completely honest. That's something that we're still really researching and learning through our consumers. I literally put myself, my head, my fro on the label because I thought that my consumers were going to be women who look like me. They are not. They do buy, but our number one consumer is a middle-aged white man from the West Coast. And what they see in this hot sauce, I'm still trying to figure out. I literally email my customers, hey, what made you buy, our brand? What made you, click on us? I really think it is the difference and the differentiators that we have in our flavor profiles and in our ingredients. Coming from chef world into CPG world, I know that I don't know everything. So I'm literally learning every day, but I'm learning that the hot sauce industry really is its own little universe, and I call my customers hotties. These hotties, they are hot sauce pros. They know peppers, they know everything. So this sauce kind of came out of left field and they're like, I've never had a pepperoncini sauce. I've been going to hot sauce, conventions for 18 years. I've never had a pepperoncini sauce. I've never had a hot sauce with sweet potatoes. I've never had a hot sauce. Our newest one is collard greens and ghost peppers. They're like, I've never had a hot sauce made with collard greens. What are you doing? So I really do think it is the uniqueness of ingredients and just what we're doing with them.
Thank you.
No problem.
Fantastic, Sam. So folks, if you have questions for Sam, drop them in the comments. I'll get to them in just a second. So I also just want to say that sweet potato and habanero is also my favorite flavor. But talk to me a little bit about kind of next team needs. You're doing a lot. What are your next immediate steps in terms of hiring?
Next immediate steps, I always say I need a Sam. I hum it to the tune of I Need a Girl. I am looking for number two, someone who is as insanely passionate about this product, this company, about hot sauce, about food, about flavors and building flavors. Really because, we got lucky with our viral sensation, whatever, last year and this year, but we really need to hammer down a succinct marketing plan. I've been fortunate, I know people, I kind of know how to do what I do, but it's not enough. That's not enough to sustain a business. That's not enough to scale and grow a business. So I really am looking for someone who has that marketing know-how or can just help guide us to a company, that can help us with marketing. Really, and we have to get out of our commercial space. We are really growing and scaling that quickly that I am actually looking for a space to build out at some point, but sooner than later.
Fantastic, and we can help with that. So you have a question here in the comments from DM Grant 1, who wants to know, how do you come up with the ideas for your hot sauce?
I pop up like a crazy person in the middle of the night with my notebook next to my bed, and I just scribble down my ideas on it. Like the best ideas come to me at night. I've always been like that. Even when I was, a chef, like cooking in the kitchen. A lot of my recipes and just really good ideas came at night.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sam. I don't see any other questions, but I see people who are definitely fans and are putting their favorites in the comments too. So folks, if you would like to vote for a hot and saucy, you're going to pick up your phone and you are going to text the number 6 to 203-408-6432. Once again, to vote for hot and saucy, text the number 6 to 203-408-6432. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Thank you.
Oh, yay. All right. Honestly, these are really delicious. I put this on everything right now. All the flavors. When I cook, put it on top of stuff. I get a bad DoorDash order.
They're all good.
It's perfect. Yeah. All three of them. So that's really exciting. But I know that some of us are a little hungry. We're going to move away a little bit from the food, but we're going to keep it nice and warm. We're going to get close. Let's meet the Remember Me team.
Millennials and Generation Z grew up with communication being more efficient and accessible. Literally, it's at our fingertips. Even though we're the most connected generation in history, 3 out of 5 Americans admit to feeling lonely. For many, starting a conversation is the root of the problem, which leads to awkward silences and avoiding social settings altogether. We were tired of the usual, "How's life?" and "How are you?" conversations. We wanted to truly know the people around us. And this is where Remember Me the card game was born. Remember Me is a game to know people better with 200 question and action cards that connect people by encouraging them to be themselves. The instructions were tested with strangers, family, and friends until we came up with a fun and competitive way to play. At the end of the game, users compete to see who remembers the most about others correctly. But from experience, everyone wins because we gain something that's hard to come by these days: a new understanding of each other. A few things make our card game different. There are no inappropriate or awkward questions, so you can play this game during holiday gatherings without starting a fight. And our focus is on bringing out unique personal attributes in each person while playing in groups of 4 to 6 people. The logo is our dog, Calvin. He represents our values of living in the present, loving people, and creating joyful moments. We launched Remember Me at the beginning of this year and sold over 500 games direct to consumer. This is at $30 each and without a marketing budget. The global board games market is anticipated to reach values of more than $12 billion by 2023, and we intend to be a player in this market by capitalizing on the nostalgia factor and bringing awareness to the impact our game is having on people. People who have played have said things like, "Through this game, I developed a better understanding of my friends." And here's another one. "My favorite part about this game is that a single question can really open someone up to sharing an experience." Our customers are college students, travelers, corporate leaders, picnic event companies, and anyone who wants more connections. Remember Me is founded and led by 2 Hispanic and first-generation Americans who have experienced firsthand the lack of interpersonal communication. And they're on a mission to change that narrative for others. Benito Salazar has a degree in business administration with an emphasis in entrepreneurship. Karina Zarate, that's me, comes with years of experience in customer success and believes that efficient marketing will scale our growth to the next level. We plan to develop Recuérdame, the Spanish version that will launch us into new markets, and Remember Us a game with questions submitted by our customers. We'll continue to host Meet a Stranger events to facilitate connections around the world and plan to be available in more than 1,000 retailers by 2024. As we continue to bootstrap our business, we're asking for $25,000 to help us increase our visibility, improve marketing efforts, and create new game versions. That's us. We're the Remember Me card game team, and we hope you join us in creating connections around the world, one conversation at a time. Thank you.
Hey guys!
Hey, oh my goodness, welcome to the show. Answer a question. That's my question. I'm done.
Now before we got started.
Candace, let's get started.
Yeah, I would just say, like, when we got our package in the mail, it's beautifully packaged. The design is really nice. It's a sturdy box. You know, sometimes you buy like that thing for the first time and it's a brand new company and the box is kind of flimsy. It kind of feels like it's from I don't know, just it's really flimsy. I feel like you really nailed it there. I currently have it in the center of our dining room table because I am a parent with teens. And so, you know, we were fighting like cats and dogs last week. And it was nice to kind of flip through a few cards to reset with each other. And so I think we're going to kind of make that part of our dinner time routine. What do you see as the future for the company? Like what comes next after this first? Because I believe this is a first iteration, right?
Right. Yeah. So I speak on that a little bit. So like we said in the video, like we want to create Recuérdame, so the Spanish version. We have this English version. It's going to be the same thing, but in Spanish, and just really expand to like Mexico and Latin American countries. I also lived in Spain 2 years ago. So I was testing the game out there, and then just a lot of people have reached out and they're like, hey, I saw you like launch the game. Like, when is it going to be in Spanish? The other game that we want to have is called Remember Us. And as we continue to like build like a following or just a community, we want to ask people to like provide us questions, and then we want to create a game where their question is highlighted, their name, and their like city and town where they're from. So it's a game for the community, basically.
Yeah. Fantastic, Brian.
Excellent. I actually have a follow-up question on Candace's question. She talked about using it at home with family. Right, you talked about friends. I can see this being a game for companies and for employee groups. We had our quarterly meeting this week, and I could have seen us using the game to get to know each other better, or possibly even interviewing a new person that's coming to join our group or join our kind of work family. So, what are some of the other ways people are using the game?
Yeah, I think several people have bought it and reached out from companies who are leaders. And they instantly think, I can use this for my coworkers to get to know each other better, or for that team bonding. I think a lot of times too at work, we see the same people all the time, but the conversations could change or be better to really get to know each other on a personal level. So I think that's where, and I think I had that in the slide, where a lot of people who are leaders are seeing potential for this for their team bonding days.
Like at mixers or even happy hours that people are having, I feel like it'd be great for that.
Thank you.
Fantastic, team. Everyone watching, if you have questions for the Remember Me team, put them in the comment box below. We'll get to them in a second. So talk to me about the relationship between the games and the, what's it called? The Meet a Stranger, Connect a Stranger event series. What's that relationship look like, and how does one help the other?
Yeah, great question. So we're actually really excited because this Saturday we're having like our second event. So we created just like a page on meetup.com, and we're just inviting people to come and get to know each other better and just play the game. So, I mean, the way the game is played, it's, you know, no one knows what the question's going to be. So they don't know what to expect. And then the whole point is for people to remember the most about each other. So in these like Meet a Stranger events, there's people coming that just moved to Austin because that's where we're from. And just getting to know each other through the game. Like,
yeah. And I think we've had several events where people come in as strangers and they leave just, I guess, knowing each other better, and they go out for dinner, and we're starting new connections with this game, I think. I think meet a stranger events are definitely like the area that we want to focus on for the essence of the game, for people to really get to know each other in person.
Like a big internal goal that we've talked about has been like, I really hope that one day someone meets like their significant, like they're just
significant
other, like playing the game, like just years later, they're like, remember that game we played? Like, that's how we met, you know, that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic, team. Low Diggity 519 wants to know, what a great name, whoever this is. Great name. How did you come up with the questions?
Oh man, that's a good one. So, you know, this is kind of funny, but we would sit at like, so there's like the big Central Public Library in Austin, and when we first moved here, it was just recently built. So it's got like 6 floors, and we would just sit around and honestly, not in a creepy way, but just people watch and be like, I wonder what that person is asking that other person. Like, what would they talk about? You know, what would help them get to know each other better? We really tried to avoid going online and just seeing the list of questions, because that already exists. We wanted it to be original, and every time that we see our cards, we wanted to like surprise us and surprise people as well. So we did a lot of people watching early on. I feel like I would pump out a lot of questions, and so would Karina, and she's really good at like, I don't know, that's a strong question. So we would go back and just create more. So we have 200 questions, but I think we came up with like 500-600, and then just eliminated a whole bunch of them and chose the strong ones.
Fantastic. And XX Wolfman 92 wants to know, where do I get that hat? I too would like that hat.
I would think that too.
Soon online. We'll sell them on our store.
Yeah, and we'll make sure to put the Remember Me like more visible. These were the first ones that we made, but they'll be in white, like color of the box, and then also black. But we'll put them on our website soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, team. Thank you, Calvin, for all of your hard work. So if you would like to vote for this team and Calvin, you are going to text the number 7 to 203-408-6432. Once again, to vote for Remember Me, text the number 7 to 203-408-6432. Thank you so much, team.
Love it. Thank you.
Great job.
Oh, you know I'm biased towards anything with a little white, fluffy, floofy, Maltese looking thing.
I just love, they have great spirits, just like beautiful spirits, very calming. Like they are building something perfect for them. Like it's really cool.
I agree, absolutely. So we've seen some seasonings, some connection. I know that Jay Brath is always asking about Black Snacks. We're going to see that next week. But until then, this has been a fantastic show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's always a pleasure. If this was your first time here, you can catch us again on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, same time, same place where you saw us today. So we do this every Tuesday and Thursday. We're about at the halfway point for the season. So continue to watch next week. See some more incredible companies, hint, hint, lots of snacks and food. And then we are going to crown our finalists coming up really soon. So thank you everyone for watching. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you all. We're flashing at the bottom of the screen again. If you would like to vote for the contestants you saw tonight, this is the way you do it. Get your votes in. Also continue to support the companies here in the comments and in real life. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been a pleasure. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.